In 1967, some good friends had an idea. They said, hey, let's get some dirt bikes and let's race down the Baja Peninsula in Mexico. Turns out some dudes in dune buggies had the same idea. 55 years later, that idea of merging two wheels and four remains the same. The Baja 1000 is the longest, biggest, and baddest race in the world. With 300 teams from bikes to quads to Volkswagens to trophy trucks, the spirit of the privateer lives on. If you can build it, you can race it. So who are we? Well, we're the North Idaho Racers, a ragtag collective of passionate dirt bikers from the inland Northwest. In 2018 and 2021, we entered the Baja 1000 with one goal: finish. And we succeeded.
We love the challenge and we really work together good as a team.
At the start of 2022, we began the process of growing the team. We decided to enter two bikes this year. 24/7X is now 47X in the Pro Unlimited class. Stiffer, tougher, stronger. We bought another KTM 500 and built it identical for the over 50 Pro class. That's the bike I'll be racing. Kevin Dean is our master bike builder. He's been with Coeur d'Alene Power Sports for 31 years and builds our custom race bikes in his spare time.
My name is Kevin Dean. I'm on bike number 547X. It was an honor to be able to have everyone's trust to put something together that we can get on and send it wide open into the desert. There was many nights where it was 2, 3, 4 a.m. and then right back to work. So I would work all day at the shop and race home, and Sandy was awesome enough to have a dinner. I would eat the dinner and I would ditch out into the garage all night.
Kevin is one of 2 Army veterans we have on the team this year.
My name is Tom McGuckin. I am on Team 47X. I've done 2 tours. I did one tour in Iraq from 2012 to 13, another tour in Afghanistan in 2013 to 14. I've been racing dirt bikes for one race. That's it. I started training for this race this year. I've been off of a motorcycle for the last 5 or 6 years. This year there was an open slot on the team and I said I will be racing this year.
Joining us on Team 547X is Keith Clyde.
My name is Keith Clyde and I'm riding 547X. This is my 4th time down to the Baja to race.
I got into dirt bikes because of Keith Clyde. His family really helped my family a lot. They're absolutely incredible people. I met Kevin Clyde about that same time.
My name is Kevin Clyde. I'm a dirt bike rider from Sandpoint, Idaho. And I'm racing the 47X. We're gonna let it rip this year.
We have a great camaraderie because of what we are doing. It puts tingles down my neck just thinking about it right now.
Last year, me and the dad, we were able to pass the bike off middle of the night, watching my dad rip down the highway, going on for a huge section, like 145 miles. It was really like, hey, there goes my hero, you know?
Oh man, it's a rush. I mean, I never dreamed that this would happen in my lifetime, that we'd be doing this together, let alone me doing it.
Last year's race was crazy. It was a blur, man. You know, when you ride fast, accidents happen. And last year I had a little accident. Went over a wash doing about, I don't know, 40 miles an hour. And it was a 10-foot drop, and you know, went over the handlebars and landed on my left shoulder, and I separated my left shoulder. The last 77 miles was just pure hell, but you know, it's just 1 mile at a time, you know, 1 mile closer to home. Get the bike across the line, you know, don't let the team down. The surgery I had failed, so my collarbone did come back up a little bit. So I do still have like a grade 3 separated shoulder right now.
It's all in the family on this team. Todd and Scott Wallace are first off the line for both bikes. Todd will be starting for 47X. His brother Scott will be starting for 547X.
I'm Todd Wallace. I live up in Bonners Ferry, Idaho. I work at a 3,000 acre hops farm. Having Scott involved this year just seems as much of a dream as it did for me to get to do this for the first time last year.
My name is Scott Wallace. I am on the 547X team, which is a 50 Pro Plus team. I'm absolutely honored and amazed that they asked me to be the starter.
No one could have ever convinced me that I'd be on the starting line beside my brother at the Baja 1000.
If you would have asked me 5 years ago if I ever thought I would be here, I probably would have said not a chance.
Scott is one of 6 rookies this year on our 2 teams. Also new to the party in Team 547X is Jeff Crawford.
Saw the movie Dust to Glory, and ever since I saw that movie, it was just on my bucket list, and never thought it would come to reality, but got the opportunity and jumped on it.
Joining Jeff on 547X is last-minute add-on Dan Weihe.
It was about a month ago, and Todd and Scott Wallace both texted me within about 4 minutes of each other, and they were like, hey, we might have somebody that can't make it last minute. Would you ride with us? And you know, of course I was like, yes, and then I was in a panic, you know, talking to my family, trying to figure out how to make it all work, and my wife kind of said, if you don't do this, you'll never get to do it, so you have to go. So here I am.
On 47X, we have Greg Smith joining the team this year. Greg's background is different than many out here. He had a career as a professional downhill biker before getting into moto.
Yeah, I've been in love with 2 wheels since I could walk. I grew up racing mountain bikes, which led into competing in the Red Bull Rampage. The first year I was 2nd overall.
The anchor leg for Team 47X this year is Allo Pucci.
My name is Allo Pucci. I am a firefighter for the Selkirk Fire Department in town. Also ski patrol up at Schweitzer Mountain, and I have a concrete business I run in the summer. We approach this all differently down here, and part of it is the racing, but that's just a small part of it though too. I think the whole experience is just amazing, and that's why I keep coming back.
But who am I? I'm Michael Boge. I'm 68 years old.
I like to challenge myself, and the Baja 1000 it's a big challenge. Something you think about all the time when you commit to do it.
This year I'm the anchor for 547X. This is my 7th Baja race. If I want to keep racing at this age, I need help.
My name is Nick Bandy. I'm an athletic trainer at Sandpoint Strength and Conditioning, and that's where I met Michael Boge. I'd tell him to do push-ups, and we talk about Baja, you know, a couple times a week. It was something that I'd wanted to do. He'd kind of mentioned it. He then presented me with the invitation to come be part of their team, which was a pretty special thing. You know, you can have these privateers like us that come down here. We're racing over 800 miles through the Baja Peninsula desert.
They call it 1,000 because it is supposed to be 1,000 miles. It varies depending on the year.
The Baja 1000 is just something I've dreamed of doing since I was a little kid. And
It's a teamwork effort of brotherhood, bonding, keeping everything moving forward to a common goal.
This isn't a way of income, it's something I'm doing for fun. My fear is to come out here and be injured, or to see somebody, you know, one of our other team members be injured. You just don't take those chances, and if you don't want to get hurt, because you get hurt you can't ride, and you don't want to bring hardship upon your family and things like that.
One of the real fun parts about the race is contingency. The check-in period is open for 2 days before the start.
Totally awesome. There's nothing like it.
This is getting real now.
Come here and it's a carnival-like atmosphere the day before.
Here you can see and touch your competition. I'm pretty sure you could even lick a trophy truck and no one would say anything. They are the real head turners in Ensenada. 1,000 horsepower, over 3 feet of suspension travel, F1 drivers, NASCAR, Dakar, rally drivers, action sport icons, and celebrities have all traded seat time in these monstrosities. The real purpose of Contingency is vehicle inspection and race prep.
This is the RF antenna that's going to plug into the Stella tracker. Stella tracker is the whole race scoring device.
This is our Stella unit. This tells us if we're on course, lets us know if there's a trophy truck coming up on us. Mandatory part of the race. Every bike's got to have one.
So he hasn't checked this one yet with power?
No.
You have to verify that you have working safety equipment, communications, water, first aid gear, and more. With 300 teams, this is no small task. Best of all, you get to go up on the podium and tell your story.
Another 47X Unlimited Pro Moto. 47X right here. He's locked, loaded, race ready. Bike is tight.
Yeah, we're here. Hit it.
And what's your name?
My name's Allo.
Well, good deal. So you have some great sponsors, some people that help you out and get this bike down here and go racing. You want to thank any of them?
We have a bunch of sponsors that help us out this year. We have over 25 sponsors. Their names all over the bike. It keeps going on and on, but lots of sponsors.
You don't have to talk a lot. You just got to have to twist that throttle a lot. Good luck, team. Another Class 50 Pro Moto team right here, 547.
The 47X bike is our twin bike. So 12 riders this year, 2 bikes, 2 classes.
The boys from Idaho, good luck to you guys. We'll see you on the starting line early Friday morning. Don't be late. Get some sleep, get some rest. Have a top on the beer, but not too many beers. It's going to be brutal. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Idaho. Woo! Just went through the interview through Contingency here.
We've got quite the team down here. We need a chase crew to follow us around and help with our rider swaps. Friends and family make the trek down with us every year, including my friend Carl Stark and his wife Johnny. Carl raced with us back in 2018, and they drive down from Wyoming to help us chase. All told, we had 27 people down here and 2 people back home, Justin and Al, keeping track of the riders' locations online and relaying them to us via GPS.
It's all about the support, just like the military. Without bullets, without band-aids, without water, without food, those guys can't fight the battle. Without these chase crew guys, us riders, we can't fight the battle. We can't conquer Baja. The war machine stops.
Baja 1000, every one I've been in, I always warn everybody. I go, you know what, your emotions are going to ping, then they're going to drop to the bottom. Then they're going to ping and drop to the bottom 3 or 4 times during the race. And every time we've done it, that's what it's been. Emotions up and down, up and down.
The race starts at 2:30 in the morning this year. It was a sleepless night.
It is right around midnight, and we're driving from our Airbnb down into the start point in Ensenada. You can feel all that anxiety and anticipation building up.
Shaking out the nerves. What's this? What are we doing? Racing Baja. 9 months in the making.
Of course, your heart rate's just gaining and gaining and starting to maybe tremble a little bit even with anticipation.
We played with the GPS a bit, found out that the first 35 to 40 miles was not on the GPS.
They were having a little bit of an issue getting the GPS dialed in, and it started to get a little bit tight with time, so the nerves started going off on that.
Pretty wild. My nerves are shot, but I know they'll be fine once I get moving and going.
Just another day riding. Yeah, it's really hard to record.
While working on our GPS, a rider from another team approached us.
You guys know where the staging area is? I don't.
256X in the sportsman class, down here for their first Baja race.
Heck yeah, good luck, brother. Where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Rock and roll. Cool. We're all from Idaho.
Idaho? Nice, dude. I lived in Montana for 10 years. It's an Indian team. They're all Indian.
Cool.
And the guy lives near me in Pennsylvania. Right. He's like, hey, will you haul my bikes to Baja? He got hurt the first day of pre-running.
No.
So I was like, well, we're down here. So now I'm racing. I had to buy the goddamn bike.
That's what happens in Baja.
Yeah. So then we had like 4 guys fly in from Pennsylvania. They had never been down here either. We're just figuring it out, man.
The Indian colors are orange, white, and green.
Did you tape over the old logo and Sharpie this in?
They were 707, so the guy racing was an Ironman class. So a different class, so we didn't have numbers. We pulled out the Sharpie and white duct tape.
That's all it takes.
We'll see you again sometime.
Just keep on. As our new friend Jim departed for the start line, we realized we were running out of time to fix our GPS.
We got like half the goddamn course on here.
It's still trying to sink it.
It's not even trying anymore.
You start over.
Yeah, but we're running out of time here.
As we got ready to depart to the start line, we ran into a new problem. 547 wasn't starting.
47X, whoop, 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 fires right up, no problem. 547X, whoop, whoop, nothing.
My bike wouldn't start, the battery was dead.
We have a dead bike 10 seconds before we're supposed to go to the start line.
Let's push you.
Yeah, we're gonna push you. Yeah.
We managed to get it bump started, and we rode it around downtown a bit, got it to where it would start.
I remember pulling up, Scott, we gotta go, and he hollered back, the GPS isn't working.
Scott, we gotta get in there.
It's 224.
We need to get in there.
Damn.
You guys gotta go. We gotta go.
Yep. Hey, good luck.
We gotta get.
We took off down the main street and went around to the gate where we got in line to get up on the stage and do our start, and found that we were actually pretty late.
You spend a year planning a race, and it comes down to little moments like this. Todd had missed the start. It meant he would have to begin his race farther down the order.
As soon as we pulled into the crowd, a woman pointed at me, saw my number, pointed at me, and was hastily waving me to get up forward in the line. I sat just for a second and I was off.
Race officials ushered Todd up to the start. They left Scott behind. Unsure what to do, Scott missed his start as well.
Hey Scott, you can still start.
Huh?
You can still start.
What do you mean?
You gotta go, man. It's time to go.
They want.
Yeah.
Hey, am I supposed to go?
Yeah, it's time to get you up. Seriously. See, yes, seriously, yes. I'm serious. This isn't filmmaking mode. You're good, you're fine. But it's time for me to go up. Hey, I got a late pro rider right here. Can we let him through?
Late rider, hold on. Let him go.
Late pro rider.
I really felt jittery, to be honest. There's so much excitement that I feel like, I can't believe I'm here. This is almost like a dream, and we're in the moment, we're living it.
not look like it, but we still have luck on our side. Gone are the days of full throttle action through the riverbeds of downtown Ensenada. This is just the ceremonial start, and the time start begins just outside of town. And all the riders were convoyed up in a police escort, so while Todd and Scott lost their start position, their time would be unaffected.
Officers escorted us through town for a fair distance, a couple miles out of town up to the actual start. It's just a few minutes away from this moment that you've been talking about planning for a year, and it's just a whole lot of stuff going through your head. And there was a couple of the guys knew each other I could see on bikes ahead of me, and there were other guys I looked around that were just dead silent. You could tell they were processing as I was. Next thing you know, bikes are taking off, and you wait your turn, you're inching forward, all of a sudden you're facing that green light, and the countdown comes on, and off you go. Just wide open, in the dark, cruising along. You're going 100 miles an hour, and in the darkness at 2:30 in the morning, and there's just this blip goes by my tire laying on the ground, and I quickly processed it was a deer. It was a dead deer laying in the highway that I just missed. It seemed like by inches, and I know it ran through my head. I just thought, my God, I hope my brother sees that.
Had that bike up to 96 miles an hour on the pavement. I blew right past where I was supposed to take a left, where I had to turn around and come back, and then I got started on the actual course. I saw everything, just every corner you came around was something different. 3-foot deep silt bed ruts from the trophy trucks. I mean, there's just everything. There's sections there where you think, oh, this is kind of like riding on a gravel road. You tap the rear brake and you slide 100 feet. It's so slippery, like you're riding on ice. Probably by 15 or 20 miles in, I think I gathered my nerves up and I started actually feeling like, okay, this is what I do. Pretty cool going through full-on neighborhoods at race speeds and having both sides of the race course lined with campfires and spectators that are just jumping up and down, taking pictures, cheering you on. Pretty exhilarating.
And I remember thinking, these people, they're just lined and they've gotten out of bed for this. It's the middle of the night and these people are out here jumping up and down, screaming as you go by. In that moment, I remember Michael Boge talking about this and how it would be something that would be like something you had never done before, ever. To just remember to take a moment and suck it in, don't just rush through it. I started to settle into my race, and the bike started to feel comfortable. Starting to get my vision. I was starting to be able to pick my lines and make the bike go where I wanted it to go. And there comes a time, I think, when you find that to where, I don't know, it's almost like you're back home, like up in the woods where I ride. You settle into your groove. Instead of picking your way through the trees, you're dodging sagebrush and cactus. It's all the same. At some point it just blends and you can really kind of melt into the bike. And that just changed in a heartbeat. Dan and Greg are in Ensenada still with my kids in that rig. They were reaching out to see if they could get to race mile 44 where Scott has been for the last hour and 45 minutes. We don't know if it's a tracker device, we don't know if it's a bike, we don't know if he's moving, we don't know if he's injured, but there's been no movement or activity for an hour and 45 minutes at race marker 44.
With limited communications, our best option was to contact the weatherman.
Weatherman coming over, weatherman coming over.
The weatherman provides the link between racers and teams.
Team 547X calling weatherman. Team 547X calling weatherman.
Everybody stand by. 547 X-ray, go ahead.
Affirmative. We are at BFG pit number 1. We're looking for last known location or movement of bike 547X, over.
So 547 X-ray is not tracking, so we don't, the only location we have on him is he went through race mile 88 at 6:15 a.m. 547 X-ray went through bag 7 pin 1, race mile 88 at 6:15 a.m.
Copy last transmission, over. Thank you, weatherman. 547X team out. Dang. So tracking's not working on it, it sounds like, but they did have confirmation that he was back around race mile 80 at 6:15 a.m. is what it sounded like.
The Stella unit was only showing its GPS location once an hour, rather than every couple minutes. This meant that we wouldn't be able to accurately know where 547X was. If something went wrong and the bike had stopped, we wouldn't know for a while. Nevertheless, we were confident the bike was moving. At any minute, bikes would start coming in, Todd wouldn't be far from the front.
Our primary mission is to get the bike across the finish line and make sure that no one gets hurt along the way. Anything else is a plus after that.
We're getting after it. Flop me hair at all. What are we doing? Getting ready to f***ing race, bro. Gonna get this shit. Todd's coming in f***ing hot. I'm gonna be right ready for him.
Didn't know exactly what was happening, but Todd was definitely running late.
We're about an hour and a half off of our ETA.
As time went on, we began to get nervous. Where was Todd?
He's going to come in any minute.
I was going to say, so that's the 600 all the way.
That's Giovanni, so that's...
The first bike for the over 50 class came through.
Giovanni's a badass though. He's won this thing down here so many times. Really? He knows the area. He does a really cool charity for this all-girls orphanage, and he went down there yesterday and donated tons of stuff and gave all the kids rides on the bikes. And they're good people, man.
That's awesome.
Suddenly we ran into friends.
Big Jim, Big Poop Jim. What's up, fellas? How you doing, brother?
How you making out? Your team going good?
So far.
Team 256X. They had parked right next to us. This is that Baja magic people talk about. You meet random people, and unexpectedly, you're in a pit right next to the team. Seeing friends reassured us. But then, 256X appeared in the distance.
How bad? Go on, huh?
You okay?
Okay, take care of him.
I lift it up and put up your load up your hand. Let's take the left foot out first.
Yeah, like fifth gear hard.
This was hard to see. Not only did our new friends have an injured rider, but that injured rider was ahead of our guys. At this point, Todd is now 2 hours late. Scott has barely been tracking for 4 hours. What is going on?
White is the spare cable. White is the spare cable.
Suddenly, Scott appeared in the distance. And we knew what that meant.
Todd's hurt. What's going on, brother? Todd's hurt. Everything else working? Bike working okay?
He broke his hand or his arm or something.
Yeah. But this is working fine.
The chain's making a lot of noise. I'm sure it's stretched.
We're gonna have to make it.
Here, I'm gonna unplug. Get that bag out.
Yep. I'm gonna unplug you. I'm gonna take off.
Hey, Nick. Oh my God.
Doing good, man?
I saw him talk to him. He's okay.
Oh, he wants us to go get him?
He said he tried calling.
There's no service.
It was all the way. It was all the way at 81 mile mark.
Well, we got him at 2:10.
Yeah, he's moving. He's going super slow.
I came up on my brother at mile 81. I come into this corner and I'm getting ready to pass a bike, and as I'm passing, I just out of the corner of my eye, I heard something and I saw something, and oh, it was Todd. And so I stopped. He's yelling. I looked straight in his eyes, and I knew that he was hurt. I mean, my emotions were at a 10 when I pulled up and I knew he was hurt. It was like, what can I do to help you, you know? I mean, there's no, you can't even explain it. You can't even explain it, you know? And like I said, I told Todd, I said, man, I don't want to drive away and leave you here, because I know what we have to go through to get back to where we're going. I said, I don't want to drive away. You know, and I said, hey, you know what, if I have to, I'll stay here with you. Todd just knew. He had the mindset, we're in a team race, and he said, just relay the message that I will get that bike in.
Good luck, boys. Thank you, Big Jam. Have fun.
Ride your race. When you get there, tell him I'm coming. It was really tough to ride away and leave him there knowing that he had to finish 80 more miles. At one point I crashed. I went down and was picking myself back up, and I'm thinking to myself, man, just get back and go. Todd's right behind me and he's got a broken hand. When I came in and I heard that Todd was moving, I was super excited. Todd's daughter and Todd's girlfriend were there, and I said, Todd is hurt, but Todd is okay. And I said, that's what you need to know. He is hurt, but he is okay. And he said he's gonna get that bike in here, and he will be here. If he says he's coming, he's coming.
I gotta get off this bike.
Just get in the whiskey bag.
Any problems with the bike? No, it's solid.
All right, whiskey bag me.
Lights on.
Sorry for the hold up.
Hey, Tom.
Dude, you're awesome. Have fun.
Good to go?
Don't forget to drink water. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Hang on with your leg.
I came around the corner in a spot where the trophy trucks had the ground just made into this silty dust that was, you know, maybe 1.5 feet deep. I tried to hop over that center line, and when I did that, it was like I rode into a snowbank. I stuffed my head in the ground and my shoulder into the ground, and apparently stuck my hand in the ground when I came off the bike. Looked down and my little finger was actually pulled clear on backwards and pointing back at my wrist. I made a choice then. You know, it was either I call it and I'm done, or I get on the bike and keep the bike moving and head towards the next rider swap, 84 miles away. And that's what I did. At that point I reached up and I grabbed my finger and I pulled it back around where it belonged, pointed it in the general direction, and the tendons were stretched badly because of the dislocation. So when I did that, this finger curled like this. I can't bend it yet, but it curled underneath, and that's where it stayed. So from there on, I was using these two fingers and my thumb to run the throttle and the front brake.
There is an ambulance there if you want to go over there.
It was incredibly painful for the first mile or so. I just thought I'm not sure if I can do this, and I had to talk to myself and just say I've got to do this. I don't have any other choice. And I knew, you know, my brother was behind me. I see the other bike coming up beside me, and he's actually starting to pass me in a narrow spot. And it was Scott, and I'm realizing it's him. And he didn't see me. He was so dialed in on what he was doing. I yelled at him and put the bike on the rev limiter for a second so he could hear it. He spun around and looked at me and stopped. He realized it was me, and his eyes got big. And he didn't want to leave. Scott looked at me and he said, "There's no way I'm not leaving you out here." And I just told him, you got to go. There's nothing he can do. He took off reluctantly. From there on out, it was a battle. It was a mental battle. There were times where it was incredibly painful, and there was just times where I was questioning it. You know, am I going to be able to do this? I came around that last corner. I remember there was some whoops actually, and I was trying to hammer through those whoops as the best I could. And I looked up and I saw our sign, and I saw our van, and I saw my friends and family jumping up and down, and it was just just a rain of emotions of I made it, and it just hard to describe.
Todd's injury was so severe, he was driven back to Ensenada and prepped for surgery on his hand. Baja takes no prisoners. There are injuries every year. 90% happen to the bikes and quads. It's no surprise why.
Yeah, just lucky that you're down. Regroup.
I'm no Mark Samuels, but we kept the bike moving. I had the San Felipe whoop sections from mile 157 to mile 278, and it was definitely as challenging as I've been told and heard from the legendary stories in the past. Had a lot of questionable moments. I had a couple high-speed get-offs, but didn't break anything. The bike was in one piece.
15 miles into his race, Kevin passed 256X before getting lost in a spider web of different lines.
You're in that battle, you're in that heat. The course was really close to each other, going multiple directions, and so I was really trying to hammer down and focus, and just for a moment I kind of came up on the course for the BCP, realize quickly what was going on and kind of get distracted for just a moment and also trying to focus on what you're doing. And I remember just whipping the bike as best I could and then going the other way, the right way.
After getting turned back around, Kevin and 256X paced off at each other before Kevin pulled away into the San Felipe morning. After 130 miles of punishing whoops, Kevin, 547X, were third in class. Dan was up next, and he would have more San Felipe Desert until it got dark.
You know, you always have in the back of your mind that you know some of your teammates have crashed and hurt themselves. Next thing you know, you're going as hard as you can, and Greg was saying, I'm gonna catch ya, and in my head, I'm like, you ain't catching me. I had the devil on this shoulder saying, you ain't letting Greg get you. Then I had the other one on this shoulder going, hey, wait a minute. Todd just broke his wrist and is on his way to the hospital. Kevin just handed you the bike and told you that he wadded it up 3 times in the last 25 miles. Slow down, check yourself. So I'd slow down and, you know, hit something, get a little crazy, slow down and get comfortable. And you know, a mile or two later, before you know it, I'm grabbing gears and thinking in the back of my mind, I can't let him gain on me. Because I know Greg is kind of the fast guy on the other team.
Right, I got a rabbit to catch.
With a 25-minute gap between the bikes, the race was on for Dan and Greg.
Fears coming into this are those big trophy trucks catching us. I'm lucky in that I'm the third rider, so I don't think they'll be catching me by my stage, so I'm thankful for that.
We know we're behind time. I know I should be catching up time, and all I could tell myself the entire time is, you know, just keep the bike upright on 2 wheels and keep it moving. Make sure the bike is good for the next person, because if I went really hard, I might crash and then the whole race is already gone.
You can tell your teammates you only want to ride in the day. It means nothing. It's once the race gets started, life happens. Your carefully planned timeline exits stage right behind the nearest prickly pear. You race when the bike is turned over to you.
I don't really get that scared that often. You get the hairs on the back of your neck like there's a cougar or bear behind you.
You have this thing that sounds like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it will literally eat you alive.
Put the fear of God in you, make you know you're alive for sure.
The whole sky just started lighting up behind me, and I knew exactly what it was.
You know, I looked behind me, didn't see anything, and then looked behind me again, and I had a trophy truck like right there behind me.
You can't understand the feeling you get the first time one of those trucks goes by you.
Didn't have more than 2 seconds to react. I just rolled off the throttle, and as soon as I rolled off the throttle, trophy truck, 120 miles an hour, right past me.
My heart literally stopped. It was like the most alienish thing I've ever seen. And then you're like, whoa, I'm gonna be out on the same course as those stinking things.
Okay, so one light doesn't work.
Without the tracker, we weren't sure who was going to arrive first, but we knew that both bikes were close. Race mile 450 was the halfway point of the race, and we had plans for a thorough pit stop to prepare the bikes for another 12 to 18 hours of racing.
How was it? Awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. Right on, brother.
All in all, it was just challenging. I mean, there was everything from fast sand washes where we were doing, I don't even know, probably 70, 80 miles an hour to rock sections where you're going 10. Kind of scary when the trophy trucks caught me. It was probably about mile 400 when the first one did, and those guys, they're going fast. A lot faster than we are.
Everyone.
Position-wise, 47X was still pretty far off pace due to the earlier crash, but 547X was now in second. Giovanni Spinelli of Team 500X, he had had a severe crash and had to be airlifted to the hospital.
Okay, grab. We're good.
Dan got off the bike and one of the headlights wasn't working.
Voltage to it, it's not coming out of the switch. Dan, when did the bike go out? How long ago?
It was never on.
It was never
When
on.
I got to race mile 400, it was just getting dark. And when I pulled into Baja Pits, they told me it was only one was on.
Keith Clyde is up next. He'll be taking the bike all the way to the West Coast.
Well, I think we're running pretty good to finish on time and get our medals, so that's the main thing. That's what we're looking for.
Right on.
But I heard that we're in second place.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's really cool. Yeah, so right on.
Let's just bring her to the end and not have any broken parts.
Right?
Body parts.
Yeah, body parts. Yeah, definitely. Mostly body parts.
Yes.
Down one headlight, we felt our best option was to throw a third helmet light on Keith and send him on his way.
We felt like we set him up okay. And then my bike comes in.
Both bikes lose the front lights just like that halfway through. That's not cool.
So it's the exact same. One light's not working, one is. Luckily, Kevin Dean was on it, as he always is.
I've got the backup lights. We might have to put those on. We came in with one. And it's going out with none.
The bike made the decision for us. In the pit, the second headlight went out.
That one never went back on. We're going to put on Max's light.
The only thing you can count on in Baja is things going wrong. Luckily, you can plan your response. We brought 2 sets of spare headlights just in case. Now we just needed to swap them.
We're moving. Here we go. Here we go. Moment of truth here too. The hard part's getting those rubbers past that clamp and everything.
On the out, you want to run this on the outside or through the hole?
Yeah, here. Through the hole? It goes through this thing. My hands are rubber.
Kind of have to just embrace it at that point and go. And that's exactly what we did.
In 10 minutes, 47X was fixed. As 47X took off into the night with a new set of headlights, an obvious fear had overcome us. Would Keith's lights break as well?
On my section, on a really tough section, all of a sudden I had no headlights at all. Next to my front tire, about 3 inches, is a drop off, about 10 feet deep and 5 feet wide. And I thought to myself, oh my God, don't do that again.
Gonzalo! No headlight. Okay, that's bad. I can hardly see.
Get like 30 feet from the top of the hill and get buried in above knee-deep powder dirt, just lay her down. They come running down the hill to help me. They pushed it to the top, and then they started taking the headlight off and started working on it. Well, while they were working on it, I was kind of taking a break. I said, take your time, I need a rest. And all of a sudden, trophy trucks were coming up that hill. And I see it roll off the side of the bank, right in front of me.
ir, güey.
Keith would have to race another 20 miles with no headlights. At the next Baja pits, they hardwired his lights and used back on pace. No headlights, Keith was much slower than before. Nick passed him quickly and was the first to race mile 580 for the swap.
The course was kind of going up and switchbacking up through these rocks, and I could see a glow over on the mountainside over here. And the trophy trucks look like there's a second sun out there. They have so much lights. The light wasn't that bright, so I knew it was a bike, so I was like, all right, that's Keith. I'm gonna go catch him.
And I got a pretty fast section on the beach, then it's going to go over the mountains. It's going to be a little bit more technical, but nothing can't handle. And then handing the bike off to Allo Pucci to bring it home, finish it. And that's going to be something really special too, you know. I've never had that rider change out, you know, where I'm handing the bike to Allo for the finish, so it's definitely going to be new and exciting.
Didn't know when Keith was going to be coming in. People are coming up to us, you know, and asking for stickers and wanting pictures with us, and we don't even have the bike there. You know, we're just enjoying all the people and having fun with it. It was a relief when Keith came in. The rumors I was hearing was he was without headlights, and all of a sudden here's Keith. He comes in with 2 headlights. And he was pretty worn out. He's excited.
And it was an elation feeling that I had done the hardest ride and accomplished it in my life. And so it's really, to me, that was icing on the cake in my motorcycle riding career.
All right, Jeff! Woo!
Once I took off, it was a thrill. Didn't really know what to expect. Because they're so violent when they go by, and all the dirt and the noise and the roar of the motor, and you can almost feel it in your chest when they pass you. You just do your best. The Stella unit tells you that they're coming, basically. You get out of the way, and then they go by you, and all you see is dust. Just had a ball. Just had the most fun on a motorcycle I think I've ever had.
He's here. We'll wake him up.
Race mile 706, our final rider swap. With all the chaos and drama of the last 24 hours, just making it this far was worth it. 47X was now hours ahead of 547X. Allo Pucci would be the final rider.
How was your ride, buddy?
Well, I biffed it.
Yeah.
I see dirt up in your face like always.
I couldn't ride with my goggles along the ocean. It was so f***ing foggy, so I just took them off.
Every time Kevin comes in after a race and his face is all dirty, I know he ate it.
Oh, the handguard's gone over here.
Yeah, and that's gone. Hi, Pooh.
Hey.
I crashed your bike for you.
It's all right, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Bike fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Is the GPS working at all?
Yeah, the GPS works fine.
Okay.
Stella unit don't work.
Oh, the Stella's not working?
No.
So you don't know what race mile you're on?
No.
So far, we've been really good at finishing races, so hoping we can just keep that going. So my section is going to be the last section. So it's, I think, race mile 706 to the finish line. So it's about 125 miles right around there. And then, so I'll bring the bike home on our team, and Michael Boge's going to bring it home for their team. In the riders meeting, they said a dirt biker got nerfed last year. I guess he thought it was maybe another truck because he had a red light. So that's why we're going to blue lights now. So they know if they see a blue light, that's like no nerfing at all. But that's why they did that.
Brake lever. How's that brake lever feel to you? Can you manage that?
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
What do you need on the bike? Anything for me?
Just the triple clamps are...
I mean, the dirt bike part is a big part of it, but just, you know, hanging out with friends and family and all that, and experiencing the whole Baja race in itself is the best part about it.
Hard to tell with that.
Switch that.
735.
Well, see, those can't twist.
All right, let's start to give you a kiss.
Be safe.
I'm addicted to it. I love it. If you think about it, you're racing from Sandpoint to San Diego through some of the roughest, gnarliest stuff, getting chased down by 800 horsepower trophy trucks, and you don't even know what's happening most of the time. You're just riding the bike and enjoying your time on it and vibing with the desert.
Look who it is, 256X, coming into the home stretch themselves. And now, it's my turn. I've been racing dirt bikes since I was 14. And I can't help but feel that this race could be my last Baja. Racing Baja the last few years, well, it's been the perfect cap to my time on a bike. With our over 50 team still second in class, my job is simple. Keep the bike moving and bring it home. If I can do that, well, then I've done all I can do.
Thought I was going to see daylight, and I actually got to see the sun come up, which was extremely special. I mean, just seeing the desert come back alive again after being in the dark for so long. It's a rush. A lot of the ride, the stress was just get it to the next guy. weight's lifted, you know, at that point. You know you succeeded. You know you did what you were here to do, to get that bike to the next guy. But then the other side of that is I wanted to keep riding. You know, the body was feeling good, the bike's running good. Just wanted to keep going.
Obviously, like Dave said, everyone that's in 47X Pro Moto Unlimited. We got Pucci on the bike.
You know, they say that there's this magic of Baja. It's true. It's real.
When you have a team that is completely centric on one mission, it's amazing what can happen with that.
You must have read the dictionary, because if you put racing in Baja with score, it says rocky, gnarly, brutal, SOB right under there, so you nailed that. We'll see you next time. Safe travels home.
We're just a bunch of hooligans, basically, that come from different walks of life, and now we have this huge, which feels like an extended family out here. It's really something special I got going on here. I feel like I'm living the dream.
At this point, I just feel like I don't want to look back. It's just all looking forward. I mean, we've really put together an incredible group of people, and it's a really unique family, and it's a dirt bike family, and it's an off-road family, and it's just, I don't know, I feel really lucky to be a part of it, and I just want more. You will face things that you're not prepared for out here. It will challenge you and test your resilience.
Most people that dream the dream of the Baja 1000 have this vision in their head of rocketing down a beach on the Pacific, 100 miles per hour, butt hanging off the rear fender, bent over to eke out the maximum speed with an incredible sunset behind them. It happens, but only for a moment. The reality is, it's the exact opposite. Baja is brutal, it is technical, it is horribly rough, it is very lonely at times, and the pressure to deliver to the next rider is immense. Everyone is counting on you, and on you alone during your section. You trained months for this moment. When you are finally on the bike, a grill is on your shoulder. It repeatedly taps on your helmet, telling you, don't be that guy that can't deliver. As a rider, you can sit through all the safety meetings you want. Meetings, gadgets, and gossip mean nothing when it's race time. Trophy trucks are out to dominate, and you and your little moto just better be taking care of your own sorry ass, as no one else will. A rider learns to tap into the deeper senses of listening, feeling the ground shake, and having your head on a swivel. While you initially come for the race, you stay for the Mexican culture and the beautiful people you see in the small pueblos, Ojos Negros, San Ignacio, and Laredo. The spectators that have camped out for hours, they all stand up and cheer you on with everything they've got. These folks fully know you are living a dream that they will not partake in. Yet they cheer you on with such veracity, you wonder if you've done something wrong. You haven't. You are one of the few that are living the dream. It is powerful to take part in. It is living life to the max. People of the couch will never understand. While all people dream, very few people are able to live their dreams.
our way, but we're coming back for more.
Rare feet, gentlemen. Super rare feet.
Good job,
Good job, brother.
Right on.
All right, let's bring the mic on up here. We're 47X. How you doing? I'm here. I'm doing good. Well, it's a good thing, man. Where's the rest of the team?
It's a good thing.
There they are. And what's your name?
Michael Boge, writer of record. Here's the rest of our team here. Gotta introduce these guys. These guys did a great job. Yeah. Here's a guy, Kevin Dean, put this bike together, did a really good job. He's Clyde, good friend of mine. All right, Dan Y, last minute add-on, did a fantastic job.
Things go out there for you.
Rough course, but you know, I mean, there's obstacles, but it's just you got to get through them and keep moving. And our whole thing has always been keep the bike moving.
Yeah, Paul was saying that silt is just getting really deep.
Yeah, it's rough. Definitely in the silt's deep.
Well, it's always a good time to have the 5,000. But you know you wouldn't trade. You could be sitting in an office in a cubicle. Instead, you're down here in Baja, hanging out with your buddies. Right on, man. We'll see you next year. Right on, Michael. Good job. North Idaho racers. Looks like a Brenthal truck. It's a little worse for the wear there. But bring it on up there, Maddie.
Oh yeah, Laura.
How you doing?
I think it hit
It was rough. You know, I had to work for it, but it was all right. I just kept thinking, keep the bike moving, don't fall. A lot of pressure being the last person, and want to hold it up for the rest of the team. So I'm super happy about that. Just kept cutting out the miles. Yeah, super glad to be here.
Exactly right.
Idaho! Let's go! All day! All day I've been waiting for you.
256X persevered through their adversity head on as well and took 7th in Sportsman Moto.
Say it again. Todd's in surgery right now. Right now? Right now. As we're getting our medals. Yep, we're getting our medals, and he's getting probably some medal too.
You know, of course, challenging, but you know, it was not. It was fun. It's what we came here for.
Any problems with the bike?
No, bike ran good. Kevin Dean did all the setup work on it. Did an awesome job. We ran 2 bikes exactly the same.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you.
So proud. I'm so proud.
She's gonna be dead.
So happy for you. I am. You don't know how happy I am for you.
Dude, you guys have made this dream a reality.
I thought about that.
Finishing in 2nd place was enough for me to hang up the cleats and retire from racing Baja. And that night, I went to bed thinking we had conquered the impossible. We took 2nd at the Baja 1000 in a pro division despite all the adversity, the crashes, the lights going out, and no pre-running beforehand. But it wasn't meant to be. We didn't know it yet, but we were already disqualified. In the middle of the night, we drove 100 yards off the course into what they call an illegal line, a parallel, smoother road, right next to the race course itself. These are often unmarked, difficult to spot roads that look no different than any of the other 5,000 forks you come across that will lead you astray. When we woke up that morning, instead of heading to the podium ceremony, we had a meeting with race officials to plead our case. It was like someone taking away your birthday cake when it's time to blow out the candles.
Talk about a deflating balloon to wake up to.
Yeah, 100 yards.
I mean, a minute.
We're 100 yards off for
3 BCPs right there.
Right.
Unfortunately, their decision was final, and it was a tough pill to swallow, because now it means I have to go back for another year. I can't walk away yet. I still have unfinished business in Mexico.
This is times 10 of anything I've ever done. And you know, and I mean it when I say that on the film, man. You guys are way more than teammates to me. You guys are like family to me now. You know, it's just, it's so awesome.
When we first meet, is like, you know, you're kind of like, oh, who's this person? You know, the next thing you know, here we are, and then we're like,
we're relying on each other. We're relying on each other like we're family members.
They so exceeded my wildest expectations, and I have a whole new level of confidence in my kids. Could take a million videos and pictures, but the memories alone of that in my brain will live on forever. Love you guys.
I told my wife, you know, this is the bucket list, which it is, and every time I really let myself talk about it or think about it, I start tearing up, and this is, I'm gonna do this again. This is something that, once it gets a hold of you, and the guys that I'm around, you know, I'm an only child. These guys are like my brothers now, and it's just surreal. I just really can't explain it, but once it gets a hold of you, don't do it once if you never want to do it again, because yeah, this is real, and this is a great experience, and it's an experience wow. Yeah, I don't know what even to say after that, but Baja 1000 2022 really left a place in my heart, and I'll see 23 for sure.
I'm Val. I'm a trophy truck driver. It was good. It was really touch and go for a while, but we got her done second, so we're really proud. Went over a lot of adversity, but here we are. Better on the other side.
Do you want to thank anybody back at the factory?
I want to thank them all, especially Pucci Concrete. Thanks. I'm Val. I'm a trophy truck driver, and I f***ed it up.